as a member of the APC, and I'll probably like to give it a shot again to run for local government chairman in Amak. But Mekalangu, the current chairman who was in PDP, has been taken to the national chairman by Wike to direct the state chairman of the APC in Abuja to register him as a member of the APC. And he told the sitting local government chairman in Amak that if he was to be re-elected, he should switch to APC because he, Wike, will ensure that there is no national secretary for the party to sign your nomination form before INEC, knowing that it's an essential part of your nomination. This is the same thing he's telling all the other governors. This is why they are running.
So it sounds like the APC is starting to implode.
Of course, because you are bringing someone to sit on my head. I mean, the queue grows from the tail. So you are growing the queue from the head.
And a lot of your focus is on, I mean, you're talking about the undermining of democratic values.
That's it.
And you're citing the relationship between Nyesom Wike and the president.
Unholy.
And I mean, just tell us a bit more about how you think that's at odds with democratic values.
If you want to run a government of national unity, it's institution. You can't build institution while you're destroying one. PDP is an institution whether we like it or not. APC is an institution. Labour Party is an institution. You cannot say we're going to build a Federal Republic of Nigeria is an institution. We need an institution that is bigger than individual, that is bigger than all of us. I mean, Trump won from the outside. He tried to mess up the institution. He was thrown out. But he won again. That shows you the fairness and the stability of an institution. We should aim to build that, not idolize an individual. He might have been the best yesterday. Doesn't mean he has to be the best today. Even if he is, he doesn't have to be the best tomorrow. I mean, the difference between Lagos State, whom has been under the control of the president, and the next best state is so wide that we should be concerned at why others are not catching up. This is the reason why they are not catching up.
Right. So, I mean, you said you're working against the president.
I'm working against his re-election.
His re-election. So who are you going to work for in 2027?
The God will provide that at the point.
No, you haven't made up your mind
Like
yet.
I've told every single one of them who, I mean, we should not be about who will be the next president. We should be about what we expect to see in the next president. Then we look at ourselves and see who is the best among. We don't have to look for the perfect person. We just need to look for the best among us that is going to be answerable to us. There's going to be a transparency tag in the next president. We've got to be able to assess you. I worked for president for nearly 2 years. I didn't have a sit down with him. I'm one of his spokesperson. But he sat with Davido, who insulted him a couple of weeks before then. He sat with Jandor, who didn't even come second in Lagos election. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
And is there anything in the works for you with the opposition coalition, for example? I mean, are you talking to them?
The coalition is essential, but the real determinant of the future are the young people. We are taking our future. We are taking it. It's not by protest. It's not by not. We are organizing ourselves. It's silent, but it's massive.
Yeah, but you have to do it. I mean, if you're setting your sights on the presidency, for example, or whatever position it is, elected office, it has to come through a party.
We will adopt a party. We could even do it from the APC. It will be a good record for Mr. President,
right,
to say that he conducted a free, fair primary, that he won or didn't win, or conducted oversaw a free and fair general election, that he won or didn't win.
Well, do you expect him to do that?
Oh yeah, he's the Democrat.
Do you believe he's going to do that?
He should do that.
Did he do that in 2023, in your assessment?
It wasn't up to him. He was a contender.
Right.
He wasn't.
But now he's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it starts from given the independence that he asked for when he was in the opposition in INEC. He has to give them that, and it has to be not just, he has to wholeheartedly give them that, and majority of Nigerians need to believe that there is independence. Then he has to ensure that internal democracy is entrenched in the APC. Starting with the removal of Ganduje, who he imposed.
Ganduje is the chairman of the APC.
Yes, that position for the past 2 years belonged to North Central, where I am from. Ganduje is from Northwest. The leadership of National Assembly could have gone round the sixth geopolitical zone. We have the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, we have the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, then you bring the Executive, the Vice, the President and the Vice. This top six position should have been fair for the sixth geopolitical zone. But you know, the President is from Southwest, the Vice is from the Northeast, the Speaker, the Senate President is from the South-South, the Deputy is from Northwest, the Speaker is from Northwest. Again, nothing for North Central. Then the chairman that is North Central by right, you've taken it to give another Northwest person. That's not democracy. Anybody, whether a leader or a follower, who does not prioritize fairness, no matter how intelligent or how powerful it is, should not be in a driver's seat. It's simple as that. All of the injustice, all of the crimes, all of the Boko Haram, the IPOP, these are all symptoms of injustice. If the head of the country embodies injustice, there is nothing we will do. We won't have a right. There's got to be fairness. There's got to be. You are the leader. You are the one they look at first when they want to look at the nation. How am I looking at you and I'm looking at the person who isn't only satisfied with defeating his opponent, but want to ensure he does not exist again? How does that inspire me as a kid? How am I supposed to think it's okay that the kid who I play football with, should do better so I can do better so we challenge again tomorrow?
Well, let me say to you that your conviction.
We are a poor nation. The bank code will follow. They say firewood, not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, try shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. Do it. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba. That transmission line is a super highway. For generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn. That transmission. I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
Again, Audu campaigned for that. Audu mobilized young people for that. Audu sweated and fought people for that. 2 years into his appointment, Audu realized that Tinubu should not decide about his future and the future of other young people, because Tinubu will not feature in the future is planning for them. Audu eats the buyer's remorse in less than 2 years. Who is Audu? Ladies and gentlemen, how to be like,
I'm move past you. You know I'm reach me, guy. I swear to God, that talk. I'm move past you. I'm move past you, Gege. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God, I'm move past you. You don't see where they move before. Me, Gege, I'm move past you. I'm move past you. You know I'm reach me.
and like a dead clock. Do you know a dead clock will be right twice in a day, in the AM and in the PM? From some of the points I would raised as, the reason why he believes that Tinubu should go, and they are working seriously on that. In his point, he said, look at Lagos. A visionary leader would want to create that kind of Lagos economy across Nigeria. For instance, opening up the other parts of Nigeria, says seaports, upgrading them, constructing modern seaports in these areas, and create economic life in these areas. People have been talking about it all the time. Politicians have been talking about it for decades. But none of them has the political will to do it, and we know why. So let us pretend about that one. I think we do know why. So, Tinubu has no plan to make other places be like Lagos. So, what kind of visionary leader is that, according to Audu? And Audu is more concerned as well about the equity, fairness in sharing political offices, like they have it in the APC, Egbekegbe. But he's happy that Gandola has now been removed for another person. So some are saying that Tinubu is cleaning the house. Others are saying that because he couldn't trust a lot of them anymore, right? While others are saying that the memo is already out. In the next few weeks, a lot of interesting things will happen. A lot of it. And that's why we are documenting that here tonight. So Gandola was kicked out, Gandola is kicked out by Tinubu, according to the insiders. So, in order for Tinubu to possibly be able to cut the people of the North Central, there are others who believes that Gandola is kicked out in preparation to make him Tinubu's running mate. But there is also that part where Shitty Man is also being rumored that it will be replaced by Tinubu. So in all of this, you begin to kind of see some kind of, all these guys realigning, in a way that people are now beginning to call out those who might want to be part of those who want to remove Tinubu in 2027. So the coalition guys are currently in a dilemma, from what I heard. Here. So, for example, the confusion of, is Peter Obi going to join their coalition, or is he going to go it alone? That conversation, or the conversation around that, is now trending, right? But we'll get there. Saraki was with Charles too, Okay, hang on, before I even move to that, there's also another point that this guy also raised, in case I am not the only person who heard it, because we all heard it, right? And it is the part where the reason why people are joining Tinubu, especially from PDP, as well as even your Labour Party too, as much as people have already suspected that these guys are being blackmailed because they are criminals too. But there's a very sort of like a fundamental one of the reason why they are moving, especially those ones from PDP. When Aliyu said, Werewike told a local government, a local government candidate of PDP that he will ensure that PDP doesn't have secretary. And since there will be no secretary to sign your INEC forms, so obviously you would not want to remain in PDP if you want to contest the election, right? So could this be, and this is not the first time I'm hearing that. In fact, it is the third time. Okay. The first person that first muted that same statement was Sheriff, the Delta governor that decamped. He said PDP is in disarray. And there are many, many of them that their political career will be destroyed if they remain in PDP, because they don't want to wait till 2027 to now realize that there will be nobody to sign their forms in order to run in an election, right? So that's why they left. This guy from Akwa Ibom, the orange man from Akwa Ibom, that one also said the same thing, that for their own political future, they won't remain in the party when nobody or INEC will reject them because the wrong person signed their application. They will win election and lose it in court. So that Wike is intentionally ensuring that this issue of a secretary, Anyanwu as secretary, or other person as secretary that they have been pushing all this while, is one very big, what do you call it, whip that Wike has been using on behalf of Tinubu. No wonder that Wike seems so powerful. He's doing a human job, a kind of a actual job that, mafians does. Like you say, the only mafians do this kind of job. That's mental. It's not about corruption, though. Maybe that one is just extra, right? Anyway, here is what Sarah Konda had to say.
Well, we really didn't know the details of that reconciliation. I think the details will determine how it affects positively or negatively. I guess for the people of Rivers State, most is positive, the fact that there's reconciliation. But how it affects the political parties, I think will come in the details of what that is about.
Right, and I was going to ask you, what do you think they agreed on to achieve this peace? But you've kind of answered that. But I'm wondering if the PDP is possibly looking at another defection to the APC.
Well, at this time, I said before in my just open discussions that PDP would likely see, one or two more defections, and we should prepare ourselves for that. There is a possibility.
You mean including Fubara?
Maybe or maybe not. Maybe Fubara, maybe others. I said, as I speak to some of our colleagues, as we sit down and plan and strategize, we say, look, the worst is not yet. We haven't seen the worst of the defections for PDP. We'll probably see maybe one or two governors to defect. We might see some senators to defect. But the long-term perspective for us, when you go around the country, the state chapters, the local government chapters, the party is still very strong on the grassroots. In some areas in the country, they're not even aware of what is happening at, suppose say, our level or in Abuja. And so the reaction we've seen at the grassroots, it gives us a lot of encouragement. But what we need to do is, let us get to the bottom and then start to build.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's not just happening in Abuja, though, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the entire state, apparatus of the PDP defecting, for example, from Delta State, and then you look at,
what I mean by that is they're not
are at the grassroots.
No, they're not crises they're not crises based on instability in Delta state chapters. That's what I mean. There are things that are led based to decisions taken by the leaders. That's the point I'm making. That it is not that the foundation is weak in those places. Like if you see people defect in a particular state because there's crisis in that state, and members of the state don't want to work together anymore. Where you're seeing defections based on leaders for what reason best known to them, it's top down, not, and that's why you're seeing in some states the leaders are saying we're going, and you're seeing some of the grassroots members say, look, I've been PDP all my life. I've been PDP for 10, 20 years. I don't understand what you're saying. But out of the politics that there's deference to our leaders.
some are going. But you're still hearing rumblings where people say, look, our leaders want us to go. Why? We've been PDP, or PDP has done so much for us in our state. As you said, PDP has impacted on the economy, PDP has impacted on some of the things we have seen. So I don't know why we're going, but they are leaders. So we go. That's what I mean by it's top, bottom, as opposed to bottom up.
Well, you have a point there, although to some extent, some would say considerable extent, a lot of the people who are defecting en masse. I mean, they tend to be the majority, the defectors, and then those who stay back are in the minority.
As of today, as you all know, we're 2 years, still a long way before election.
You expect them to defect back to the PDP?
Might not be probably defect, but there's still some things that are going to happen in a lot of the states before that.
Right.
That's our view, and that's why for some of us, this happening early in PDP is an advantage. If we're lucky that this is not happening in, let's say, late 2026, we will not even have had time